A last look at hurricane damage.
This was created by Hurricane Ian. This was sort of some administrative offices for the town.
Before a town hall is torn down. Advertising adversaries.
What happened to Donald Trump?
As Trump and DeSantis eye the same nomination. And a local business has a sweet twist on sweet potatoes.
I decided to just put my idea to the test.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak. Live
Hello,
from
South
the FIU
Florida.
V.
I'm Amanda
Kaplan.
Gray. I am Paloma Pimentel. Today is Wednesday, April 19, 2023. Attack ads supporting two of the favorites.
Their political feud has long been simmering.
Did anyone ever hear of the sanctimonious?
But the friction between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis has escalated.
No, they do the live.
A last look at hurricane damage.
This was created by Hurricane Ian. This was sort of some administrative offices for the town.
Before a town hall is torn down. Advertising adversaries.
What happened to Donald Trump?
As Trump and DeSantis eye the same nomination. And a local business has a sweet twist on sweet potatoes.
I decided to just put my idea to the test.
These stories and more coming up on Newsbreak.
Hello, South Florida. I'm Amanda Gray. I am Paloma Pimentel. Today is Wednesday, April 19, 2023.
Live from the FIU V. Kaplan School of Journalism and Media, this is SFMN Newsbreak.
Attack ads supporting two of the favorites for the Republican nomination, and one of them isn't even a candidate yet. A new attack ad by a group allied with Governor DeSantis marks an escalation in his battle with Donald Trump.
And as CNN's Jeff Zeleny reports, it comes after repeated attacks by the former president.
Their political feud has long been simmering.
Did anyone ever hear of the sanctimonious?
But the friction between Donald Trump and Ron DeSantis has escalated into a nasty food fight.
Ron DeSantis loves sticking his fingers where they don't belong. And we're not just talking about pudding. DeSantis has his dirty fingers all over senior entitlements, like cutting Medicare.
It's a new season of attack ads, with allies of Trump and DeSantis engaged in an extraordinary exchange of insults and accusations.
Trump should fight Democrats, not lie about Governor DeSantis. What happened to Donald Trump?
The Florida governor is not planning to jump into the presidential race until May or June. But Trump's super PAC is not waiting, trying to knock him down a peg and define him before he becomes an official candidate.
I don't have time for drama. I don't have time for palace intrigue.
At issue is a debate over reforming Social Security and Medicare, emerging once again as a central issue and scare tactic in the 2024 campaign.
He also voted to severely cut Medicare. I will not be cutting Medicare, and I will not be cutting Social Security. We're leaving the age rating.
The latest back and forth started when a pro-Trump group took aim at DeSantis, mocking him for a news report that he was supposedly seen eating pudding with his fingers on a flight from Tallahassee to Washington.
Slashing Social Security, even raising our retirement age. Tell Ron DeSantis to keep his pudding fingers off our money. Oh, and somebody get this man a spoon.
For his part, DeSantis wore the pudding controversy as something of a badge of honor, a sign, he said, no actual skeletons were lurking in his closet.
For me, they're talking about pudding? Like, is that really the best you got? Okay, bring it on.
And a new ad released Sunday from a super PAC supporting him tried to turn the tables on Trump and his own mixed messaging.
So why is he spending millions attacking the Republican governor of Florida? Trump's stealing pages from the Biden-Pelosi playbook, repeating lies about Social Security.
But the ad also reminded voters of the investigations into the former president, a worrying sign among Republicans eager to win back the White House.
If we get distracted and talk about other things that the Democrats want to talk about, like these investigations, that only helps Joe Biden. It does not give us a path for Republicans to win.
That was CNN's Jeff Zeleny reporting. Georgia Governor Brian Kemp says it's important for Republicans to focus on the future and not, in his words, look in the rearview mirror.
The high-stakes defamation trial between Dominion Voting Systems and Fox News has reached at last a second settlement. Delaware Superior Court Judge Eric Davis confirmed the parties had resolved their case yesterday, just as the trial was about to begin in Wilmington, Delaware. This means Fox executives and on-air talent will not have to testify about alleged lies the network promoted on election fraud. Dominion settled for $787 million, less than half of the damages it had been seeking. The settlement will have ramifications for the media landscape and the ability of news organizations to report on elections and politics.
Fort Myers Beach was devastated by Hurricane Ian back in September. One of many destroyed buildings was the city's town hall. Reporter Gage Goulding was allowed inside just days before its scheduled demolition.
Correct me if I'm wrong, this isn't the typical front door you all had, right?
We did not have a front door. This was created by Hurricane Ian. This was sort of some administrative offices for the town. We're kind of heading back to where the council chambers are. We're going to probably have to sneak in through this door here.
Doesn't smell the best, huh?
Oh, it just gets better as you get in.
This is the main welcome center to the town offices,
The
right?
receptionist would have been right there in front of those palm trees.
Just to think that this has been sitting like this, untouched, kind of like memorialized since September 28th.
It's been more or less right after the storm. A few staff came in to try to retrieve some key documents, but because everything was so heavily damaged, there wasn't really much to save.
So this is our best route in, huh?
This is the most circuitous route to the council chamber. There's no good route. You have to sort of go through the restroom to get to the council chamber.
It's left the way it was September 27th, paper towels still in the dispenser. Was this tough walking back here for the first time? Seeing it like this?
It was pretty shocking, quite honestly, but you know, you really got to focus on staying safe so you don't get quite the emotional impact.
Inside the council chambers, oh wait, look at this, show this. The hurricane reentry passes for 21 to 23. Ian hit in 2022, as we all know. Just sitting here on the ground, a whole pack of them.
And of course, here's the famous arches mural. I was hoping we could potentially capture parts of this and maybe cut them into 5x5 squares and just make kind of little mementos.
These are all the placards that would go in there?
Yeah, those are old ones.
Really?
We need to save those because people would get a big kick out of those. Now, Gage, if you really want to go nuts and walk up the stairs, I would recommend, if you get up to the top of the stairs, I would recommend not going onto the floor.
That was Gage Goulding from WBBM reporting. The building will be torn down in about a week, and the town's vice mayor says the new town hall will likely be constructed in the same spot.
Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation trappers deal with a reptile after it crosses a roadway in a South Florida city. A huge alligator was seen crossing Australian Avenue in West Palm Beach yesterday. Officers called the FWC to trap and relocate the scaly gator after it was spotted taking a stroll.
The Marlins looking to make it 2 in a row at home against the Giants.
That's still ahead, and so is the story.
So I decided to just put my idea to the test, and I took like 50 whole pies that I made by myself.
A happy accident led a South Florida woman to the business plan that changed her life. Newsbreak will be back in 2 minutes.
How prepared is your family if a tornado shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a hurricane? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly.
Lights out. Good night.
And put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
I help our fellows design their paths as creative entrepreneurs. My experiences serving startups, creative businesses, and cultural organizations, and my journey as a queer mixed immigrant with Haitian and Arabic roots, inform the co-creative environment we foster at Radcliffe. We leverage our collective diversity to encourage the building of lifelong personal learning networks and mindsets that stimulate continuous innovation.
Something sweet is keeping a local woman busy and drawing attention. Embracing her Antiguan culture and making vegan and gluten-friendly desserts is one entrepreneur's specialty.
As the network's Hawa Azel reports, one small business from South Florida is thriving doing just that.
Sweet potatoes are a common sweet treat found especially throughout the South, but Japanese sweet potato pies are a bit more of a rarity. Michelle Collins, an entrepreneur and FIU alum, has built a successful business marketing what started as a very happy accident.
On December 2019, I was making a sweet potato casserole, and when I went to peel the sweet potato, instead of it being orange, it was white. It was a complete mistake.
Being from the Caribbean, Michelle grew up with white sweet potatoes, so she decided to improvise and make the casserole.
But the reason I was actually making the casserole is that a friend of mine, her daughter suffers from an autoimmune disease. So it had to be vegan and it had to be gluten-free. So when I took it to her house to try it, a chef was actually visiting over Christmas and he gave me the thumbs up. And literally the next day I sat down and I started to write my business plan, and my idea was to turn the casserole into a pie.
After completing her MBA at FIU in 2019, Michelle received a job offer in sales from Hotel Indigo and Holiday Inn downtown Austin, which are sister properties in Austin, Texas, and her business plan came with her. So she told the head chef about her idea.
So I was living out of the hotel and he said, okay, well, in the nighttime, you can use the kitchen.
By day, Michelle was in the hotel sales office working on contracts, and by night, she was in the hotel's kitchen creating various recipes. She eventually decided to attend Vegan Chill, one of the biggest vegan food festivals in Austin.
So I decided to just put my idea to the test. And I took 50 whole pies that I made by myself. I did not go to sleep. Feedback was phenomenal.
Word got back to the general manager of the hotels that Michelle worked at, and he ended up doing a taste test of her pies.
And he said, my daughter suffers from celiac and there's so many things that she can't have. This is perfect. So they actually started to carry my pies in the grab and go.
Due to COVID-19, Michelle had to come back to Miami, but she spent that time establishing business partners and building her brand.
I built my own website and I got an email asking me who's my PR person, and I literally responded, I'm the head cook and bottle washer. It was the folks from O Magazine. They had heard about my product and they were considering me for Oprah's favorite thing. I made it to the semifinals. I didn't make it in. But to me, it's still a testament that to this day, I don't know how they heard about me, but they reached out. And usually it's the opposite. Target reached out to us last year, and we did an in-house event for them for International Women's Day. And they have since ordered from us. From them, we got a referral to WeWork, who has ordered from us. And we have some other things up our sleeves in terms of corporate catering right now.
Hawa Azel, South Florida Media Network.
Good I am.
The Miami Marlins are looking for a sweep after they won their second game against the San Francisco Giants. The Marlins have been looking pretty decent, taking the series wins against the Phillies, the Diamondbacks, and on pace to sweep the Giants. Yesterday, the Fish had to make a comeback yet again early in the first inning, trailing by 2 at the start of the game. The Fish were able to get the ball rolling, scoring in the third inning and taking the lead, scoring 3 in the fourth. The final score was Giants 2, Marlins 4. The Marlins will play the Giants for the last game of their series later today at 1:40 p.m. You're watching SFMN Newsbreak, and we're coming right back.
I could really use a new tablet. I just don't have the money.
Let me ask you something. Do you have a Pell Grant?
Yes?
You do know you can get a free tablet, right?
Did you say free?
Yeah, free. It's simple. And the application is done in the store.
I could really use a tablet.
Go get one. Another satisfied customer. Stop by Panthertech in the Graham Center at FIU MMC today to speak with one of our associates to get your free tablet.
Type 2 diabetes can have a big impact on your life. But how can it be prevented? Well, the first step is knowing if you have something called prediabetes. Take the 1-minute risk test today at doihaveprediabetes.org.
That's all the time we have for Newsbreak. I am Paloma Pimentel.
I'm Amanda Gray. Get more news anytime at sfmn.fiu.edu.